Hello, my name is Franz and welcome to the Colorizer tutorials. Today we are going to talk about what to do or how to do it if I have a colorized reference frame and I would like to bring this frame or apply it to the whole timeline or to a whole shot. So what we have here is a black and white shot. And in my previous tutorial, I did start to create one keyframe or to colorize one keyframe. And today we are talking about possibilities, how to use that keyframe to apply it on the whole scene. So in order to do that, we could use color image sample again, as we did in the other tutorial. And I will open my keyframe which I have created, and in this case the keyframe is exactly that frame, that very frame. So I'm applying now the color from this frame to that frame, so that's obviously not that difficult, but now I have a colorized frame, and what I could do now is actually to expand my filter to the whole timeline. And I could render that. So what it would do is it would apply this frame to every other frame in my scene. So when I switch around now, I could see it's colorizing everything, but of course it's not perfect. For instance, here in motion, there is a difference that it could not colorize that part of the shirt, for instance, very well, or the color is not consistent over the time over here. So there will be another tutorial where I'm telling you or showing you how we deal with that. But today I show you the semi-automatic way to colorize that scene. So that was this one filter, color image sample. There's not much more to say about this one really, but there is another possibility. So I bring down this filter just to the very frame. So I have practically only on this frame and no colors on the rest. And I create another filter on top of it called colorize. The colorize filter is also able to transfer color, but in a different way. It uses the reference frame and transfers the color from this frame to the other frames in the scene. So it does this motion compensated and stuff like this. So I did an early tutorial where we just had the colorize filter at the beginning. So this is one of the old tutorials you could watch. I just used that to do everything, but now I'm using it just to transfer the color from my color image sample or whatever means this reference frame was created throughout the scene. In order to do that, I need to tell the colorize filter that this is a reference frame. So I push the R key, making this a reference frame. And if it is a reference frame, the colorize filter would look underneath if there is another filter, or even if the input of this timeline would have a colorized frame that would do the job as well. So now it's using that, and I could render that. So what it's doing this is using a different algorithm to transfer the color to my scene. So we've seen how color image sample. Color image sample uses one reference frame and tries to apply the colors from this frame to the current image. And colorize image uses this frame, but with color transfer algorithms which are behind the scene is trying to match the colors over the time. So this practically is a different way to transfer the color over the scene. So let's do a side by side. And well, you may ask why we do have two filters doing basically the same thing. Well, it's like this, that this filter is a different algorithm to that filter. And as it is in life, sometimes this one works better for a scene and sometimes the other works better. So probably you have to try which one works better. The next thing, the colorize filter has the ability to take in several reference frames. Like the color image can only deal with one sample. So here I could have a reference frame from here, and I could have created another one from the end of the scene, so I could deal with two frames, set this as a reference frame as well, and both frames would go into the colorization process. So the colorize filter can have multiple keyframes as input to support the colorization over the time. So this tutorial was about how to use color image sample or colorize filter to automatically propagate the colors from a reference frame, which I already have, to a scene without any corrections in this case. So in the next tutorial, I will show how to correct part of the colorization to make it better over the time. Thank you.